Hello and welcome, my dear friend. This message did not drift to you, it arrived. And if you are one of the chosen ones, you felt that before I said it, there is a quiet authority on you that wasn't there before. Not loud, not flashy, but unmistakable. It is like watching someone walk into a room wearing a perfectly tailored coat. No labels showing, no effort visible, yet everything about the way it falls tells you it was made for them. That is what expensive looks like when God does the tailoring. Early this morning, maybe you noticed it in a small way. The way sunlight hit your hands on the steering wheel at a red light. The calm weight of your clothes resting on your shoulders. The absence of rush in your chest while the world around you sped up. Here is what it looks like. You are no longer a storefront window constantly rearranged for passers-by. You have become a private residence, and people can sense the difference. This is not about money. This is not about looks. This is not about trying harder. This is about the ones who received divine refinement. And it is not just a spiritual idea. It shows on you. It shows in your face. It shows in your energy. Because when God aligns someone, it shows. It shows in the eyes first. Not brightness, steadiness. It shows in posture, not stiffness, but groundedness. It shows in how you pause before responding. It shows in what you no longer reach for. You didn't wake up one day deciding to look expensive. You woke up healed enough to stop performing. That is the part people don't understand about your recent attractiveness. They think you changed your style. They think you became distant. They think you are acting different. But what actually happened is this. Your nervous system finally learned it was safe. Safe to breathe. Safe to say no without explaining. Safe to sit in a grocery store line without scrolling, rushing, or comparing. Safe to let a moment be a moment without feeling like you have to fill it. There is nothing more expensive than someone who no longer needs to prove they belong. Look at your everyday life at work. You don't over-explain anymore, you answer. Then you stop. In meetings, you don't fight to be seen. You are already seen. At family gatherings, you don't twist yourself to keep the peace. You keep your tone steady and your boundaries intact. In elevators, people glance at you, then away, then back again. Not because of what you are wearing, but because of what is settled inside you and shows on your face. Before, chaos showed up in your reactions. Urgency lived in your tone. That old hunger to be chosen followed you everywhere. God sealed that. And what people are reacting to now is order. Heavenly order has a look. It moves slower than anxiety. It doesn't even ask for attention. It doesn't rush to explain itself. This isn't because you became cold or you refused to engage. You simply became selective. You didn't lose softness. You gained standards. This is why certain conversations don't interest you anymore, why certain jokes feel loud instead of funny, why certain chaos feels cheap instead of exciting. Your spirit is no longer available for discount energy because your inner world has been transformed. And yes, that confuses people at first. You may be asking quietly, why do people treat me differently? Why do they stare? Why do I feel untouchable? Why do I no longer crave what I once thought I couldn't live without? Because getting closer to God changes appetite. When God restores your identity, He also restores your vision. You start to feel when something costs you peace instead of adding to it. You start to sense when a situation requires performance instead of presence. And without announcing it, you step back. That step back is what looks expensive. It is the refusal to scramble. It is the refusal to chase energy that used to feel familiar but was never safe. It is the calm decision to arrive as you are. not as a version designed to be accepted. Think about it. Have you stopped and noticed how you sit now? How you take up space without apology? How your voice no longer rises to compete? That didn't come from confidence training. No, it is much deeper. That came from answered prayers you didn't even know how to phrase. God removed the inner noise first. The outer refinement followed. This is why your presence feels expensive, because you don't try to look expensive anymore. People can sense when someone has stopped negotiating their worth internally. And here is the part that needs to be said clearly. You are not trying to impress anyone, and that is exactly why you do. Heavenly alignment strips desperation out of a person. It leaves behind composure. You don't scan the room anymore. You don't wonder who approves. You don't adjust your tone to be palatable. You walk, you listen, you respond when it is necessary. And that restraint is visible, even in small moments, standing at a crosswalk, letting a text sit unanswered because you are present where you are. This is what expensive looks like in the spirit. Nothing is frantic. And for some people, that is deeply unsettling, because your calm exposes their noise. Your standards highlight their self-betrayal. Your order reminds them of the chaos they have normalized. You are not judging them. You are just no longer matching them. That is why they stare. That is why they feel you without being able to name it. That is why they treat you with a mix of curiosity and distance. You have become costly to access, not because you are unavailable, but because you are no longer careless with yourself. And God is the one who did that through you. He refined your timing. He refined your reactions. He refined your self-respect. This is what has always been true. God does the work, and we let the work be done in us, because alignment with Him has a gravity to it, a sense of this person knows who they are, and they are not asking for confirmation. My dear friend, what you are carrying now is not ego, it is order. You may not feel this way all the time, and that is normal, but you don't have to see it to be real, because your life now is already the visible evidence of a healed inner world. It is the afterglow of prayers answered softly. It is the dignity that comes from knowing who you belong to. You look expensive without trying, because heaven cleaned house inside you. And when God restores someone from the inside out, the world notices, even when you say nothing at all. And I know there is a tiredness you have been carrying for a long time. Not the kind that sleep fixes. Not the kind that disappears after a weekend. The deeper kind. The tiredness that comes from years of watching yourself carefully, choosing words, managing reactions, trying to be understood by people who never really listened. That tiredness is real. And God sees it. But here is what is different now. This tiredness has a taste to it. And if you are honest, you have felt it. It is not bitterness. It is not resentment. It is not defeat. It has a faint taste of hope, a quiet taste of relief. A taste of, I don't have to do that anymore. You are tired. Yes. But you are not drained the way you used to be. Before, your energy leaked out trying to earn approval, trying to stay likable, trying to stay needed. Now, your energy stays with you. When you sit in your car after parking and don't rush to get out. When you say no and don't replay it in your head 10 times afterward. When you walk away from a conversation and don't feel that familiar knot in your stomach. You didn't stop caring. You stopped contorting. And that shift costs something at first. It costs old patterns. It costs false closeness. It costs the comfort of being constantly validated. So yes, there is tiredness in this season, but it is the tiredness of someone who finally stopped running in the wrong direction. There is a big difference. This tiredness doesn't pull you down. It settles you. It feels like muscles finally relaxing after being tense for years. Like taking off shoes that were half a size too small and realizing how long you had been limping without noticing. You may still wake up some mornings feeling heavy. But notice this, the heaviness doesn't carry panic anymore. There is space underneath it, space to breathe, space to move at your own pace, space to choose based on truth, not pressure. That is because your effort is no longer spent trying to be approved by people. It is spent walking the path God already marked for you, and that path feels different in the body. It feels steadier, quieter, more honest. You don't need constant reassurance now. You don't scan faces for reactions. You don't adjust your spirit to fit the room. You still show up. You still care. But you don't abandon yourself to do it. That is growth, not the loud kind, the kind that holds. My dear friend, God didn't remove your sensitivity. He anchored it. So if you feel tired today, don't mistake it for weakness. This tiredness is the sign that you are finally spending energy on what is real. You are tired because you are building something that doesn't require pretending. You are tired because you are standing in your own life instead of hovering outside it. You are tired because you are choosing truth over performance. Not the kind that erases effort, the kind that makes effort feel meaningful. The kind where you can lay down at night and know you didn't betray yourself today. You didn't overgive. You didn't over-explain. You didn't bend where you were meant to stand. That is holy rest. And even on days when your body feels heavy, your spirit knows something important. You are no longer tired from chasing. You are tired from becoming. And that tiredness is one of the most valuable feelings you can carry. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.